George Washington was not only the father of our nation but a beacon of integrity and leadership, said historian David McCullough. Welcome to our inspiring journey through the wisdom of George Washington. In this video, we dive into his 10 most powerful quotes that continue to ignite courage, unity, and purpose. Let's explore the words of a true visionary who shaped history. Quote 1. It is better to be alone than in bad company. This powerful statement by George Washington carries profound wisdom that resonates across generations, emphasizing the value of integrity over conformity. Its importance lies in its timeless reminder to prioritize quality relationships and personal principles over the temptation to seek companionship at any cost. In a world where social pressures often push individuals to align with those who may not share their values, Washington's words serve as a beacon, guiding us toward authenticity and self-respect. At its core, this quote underscores the significance of choosing one's surroundings with care. Washington, a leader who navigated complex political and military landscapes, understood that the company one keeps can profoundly influence character, decisions, and legacy. Bad company does not merely refer to individuals with malicious intent. It encompasses those whose values, actions, or attitudes conflict with one's moral compass. Such associations can erode one's principles, cloud judgment, and lead to regrettable choices. Washington's life exemplified this wisdom. He surrounded himself with advisors and allies who shared his commitment to liberty and justice, ensuring that his leadership remained steadfast and principled. The quote also speaks to the courage required to embrace solitude when necessary. In Washington's era, as in ours, the fear of isolation could drive people to compromise their standards for the sake of belonging. Yet Washington suggests that solitude is not a weakness but a strength. Being alone allows for introspection, clarity, and the preservation of one's integrity. It is a space where one can reconnect with personal values, reflect on goals, and emerge stronger. This perspective challenges the societal notion that constant companionship equates to fulfillment, instead advocating for a deliberate choice to prioritize quality over quantity in relationships. Moreover, Washington's words highlight the ripple effect of one's associations. The company you keep shapes not only your character but also how others perceive you. Aligning with those who lack integrity can tarnish your reputation and undermine your influence. Conversely, surrounding yourself with individuals who inspire, challenge, and uplift you fosters growth and amplifies your impact. Washington's leadership during the American Revolution demonstrated this principle. He chose allies who shared his vision, creating a united front that inspired a nation. His quote invites you to consider the long-term consequences of your social choices and their impact on your life's trajectory. What lessons can you draw from this quote in your daily life? First, you must evaluate the company you keep. Reflect on whether those around you align with your values and aspirations. Do they encourage you to grow, or do they pull you toward compromise? If you find yourself in bad company, have the courage to distance yourself, even if it means standing alone for a time. This choice is not about arrogance but about protecting your integrity and ensuring that your path remains true to your principles. Second, embrace solitude as an opportunity for growth. Use moments of aloneness to reconnect with your goals, reflect on your decisions, and strengthen your resolve. Solitude can be a powerful tool for self-discovery, allowing you to clarify your purpose and emerge with renewed focus. Washington's life teaches that great leaders often find strength in quiet moments of reflection, using them to prepare for the challenges ahead. Third, seek out relationships that elevate you. Surround yourself with individuals who inspire you to be your best self, those who challenge you to grow, hold you accountable, and share your commitment to integrity. These connections will not only enrich your life but also amplify your ability to make a positive impact. Just as Washington chose allies who strengthened his vision, you can build a circle that supports and enhances your journey. Finally, recognize that choosing better company is an act of self-respect. By prioritizing quality relationships, you honor your values and invest in a future aligned with your highest aspirations. Washington's quote reminds you that you have the power to shape your environment and, in turn, your destiny. It is a call to be intentional, courageous, and unwavering in your pursuit of a life rooted in purpose and integrity. In a world filled with noise and competing influences, George Washington's wisdom cuts through with clarity. It is better to be alone than in bad company. Let these words inspire you to choose your companions wisely, embrace solitude when needed, and build a life that reflects your deepest values. By doing so, you not only honor yourself but also create a ripple effect of integrity and purpose that can inspire others. Washington's legacy challenges you to lead your life with the same deliberate care he brought to founding a nation, starting with the company you keep. Quote 2. The harder whatever we do, we should do well. This succinct yet profound statement by George Washington encapsulates a timeless principle of excellence and dedication. Its importance lies in its call to approach every task, no matter how small, with unwavering commitment to quality. In an age where mediocrity can be tempting, Washington's words inspire us to strive for greatness in all endeavors, reflecting a mindset that shaped a nation and continues to motivate individuals today. The essence of this quote is a challenge to reject half-hearted efforts and embrace a standard of excellence. Washington, a man who led armies, forged a nation, and navigated immense challenges, understood that success is not merely about completing tasks but about doing them with precision and passion. The phrase, "whatever we do," is particularly striking. It leaves no room for exceptions. Whether leading a revolution, tending to daily responsibilities, or pursuing personal goals, Washington believed that every action deserves full effort. This mindset was evident in his leadership during the American Revolution, where his meticulous planning and relentless determination turned improbable odds into historic victories. His words remind us that excellence is not reserved for grand moments, but is a habit cultivated in every choice and action. The quote also speaks to the value of perseverance in the face of difficulty. Washington's use of "the harder" suggests an acknowledgement of struggle. Tasks that demand more effort or seem daunting. Rather than shying away from such challenges, he urges us to meet them head-on with a commitment to doing well. This perspective transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth and achievement. Washington's own life exemplified this, from enduring the brutal winters at Valley Forge to navigating political divisions as America's first president. He consistently rose to challenges with a focus on quality and purpose. His quote invites us to see effort not as a burden but as a pathway to meaningful results. Furthermore, this principle of doing well fosters a sense of pride and integrity. When you pour your best into your work, you create outcomes that reflect your character and values. Washington's leadership was marked by this integrity. His decisions, whether in battle or governance, were guided by a commitment to excellence that earned him the trust of a fledgling nation. By striving to do well, you not only achieve better results but also build a reputation for reliability and respect. This quote challenges you to consider how your efforts, no matter the scale, contribute to your legacy and influence those around you. What practical lessons can you draw from Washington's wisdom? First, approach every task with intentionality. Whether you're working on a major project, helping a friend, or tackling routine chores, commit to giving your best. This mindset elevates the quality of your work and infuses even mundane tasks with purpose. For example, if you're preparing a presentation, don't settle for good enough. Research thoroughly, refine your delivery, and aim to inspire your audience. Washington's life teaches that small, well-executed efforts accumulate into significant impact. Second, embrace challenges as opportunities to grow. When faced with a difficult task, resist the urge to cut corners. Instead, invest the extra effort to master it. If you're learning a new skill, dedicate time to practice and improvement rather than settling for basic competence. Washington's perseverance through adversity reminds you that hard work in tough moments builds resilience and sets you apart. Third, cultivate a habit of excellence. Make doing well your default approach, regardless of the task's size or visibility. This could mean taking pride in organizing your workspace, listening attentively in conversations, or pursuing a hobby with passion. Over time, this habit shapes your character and opens doors to opportunities, as others recognize your commitment to quality. Washington's legacy shows that consistent excellence earns trust and influence. Finally, recognize that doing well is an investment in yourself and others. When you strive for excellence, you inspire those around you to do the same. Your efforts create a ripple effect, fostering a culture of dedication and achievement. Just as Washington's leadership inspired a nation, your commitment to doing well can uplift your community, workplace, or family. In a world that often prioritizes speed over substance, George Washington's words, "The harder whatever we do, we should do well," call you to a higher standard. Let this quote ignite a fire within you to approach every task with passion, perseverance, and pride. By doing so, you honor your potential, build a legacy of integrity, and contribute to a world where excellence thrives. Washington's challenge is clear: whatever you do, do it well, and let your efforts shine as a testament to your character. Quote 3. Liberty, when it begins to take root, is a plant of rapid growth. This evocative statement by George Washington captures the dynamic and transformative power of freedom. Its importance lies in its vivid metaphor, which conveys both the fragility and the unstoppable momentum of liberty once it is embraced. Spoken by a man who dedicated his life to securing America's independence, this quote inspires us to cherish and nurture freedom, recognizing its potential to flourish swiftly when given the chance. The imagery of liberty as a plant is both profound and deliberate. Washington, a farmer and statesman, understood the delicate yet resilient nature of growth. A plant requires careful tending, soil, water, and sunlight, but once its roots take hold, its expansion can be remarkably swift. Liberty, in this sense, is a living force that thrives when nurtured by courage, justice, and collective will. Washington's words reflect his experience during the American Revolution, where the seed of independence, planted through sacrifice and resolve, grew rapidly into a movement that reshaped a nation. The quote suggests that liberty is not a static gift but a dynamic process, one that gains strength and spreads when people commit to its principles. The phrase, "when it begins to take root," highlights the critical early stages of freedom. Liberty's roots are fragile, vulnerable to oppression, apathy, or division. Yet, once these roots anchor, through shared values, bold action, or institutional protections, its growth becomes exponential. Washington witnessed this firsthand as the colonies united against tyranny, transforming a fledgling idea into a powerful reality. His metaphor also carries a warning: just as a plant can wither without care, liberty requires vigilance to sustain its growth. This dual message of hope and responsibility makes the quote a timeless call to action for individuals and societies alike. Moreover, the idea of rapid growth speaks to liberty's infectious nature. When people experience freedom, it sparks a desire for more, not just for themselves but for others. Washington saw this in the fervor of the American Revolution, where the taste of self-governance inspired communities to rally, innovate, and build. The quote reminds us that liberty is not merely a political concept but a human aspiration that, once ignited, spreads across borders, generations, and cultures. It is a force that empowers individuals to dream, create, and contribute to a greater good. What lessons can you draw from Washington's wisdom in your own life? First, recognize that liberty begins with you. Whether it's the freedom to express your ideas, pursue your passions, or stand up for what's right, you must plant the seed. Take bold steps to claim your voice, speak out against injustice, share your vision, or advocate for change. Like a plant, these small acts of courage can take root and grow, inspiring others to join you. Second, nurture the conditions for liberty to thrive. Just as a plant needs care, freedom requires active support. Educate yourself on your rights and responsibilities, engage in your community, and support institutions that protect fairness and equality. By fostering an environment where liberty can flourish, you ensure its roots grow deep and strong. Washington's leadership teaches that collective effort, through dialogue, collaboration, and sacrifice, creates the fertile ground for freedom's rapid growth. Third, be vigilant in protecting liberty. Its roots may be vulnerable to neglect or attack, so stay alert to threats like apathy, division, or authoritarianism. Vote, hold leaders accountable, and challenge actions that undermine justice. Washington's life reminds you that liberty's growth is never guaranteed. It demands constant care to prevent it from withering. Your commitment to safeguarding freedom ensures it continues to spread. Finally, inspire others to embrace liberty's potential. Share stories of freedom's impact, celebrate those who champion it, and encourage others to act. Just as Washington's vision rallied a nation, your passion can spark a chain reaction, spreading the seeds of liberty far and wide. Whether in your workplace, family, or community, you can cultivate a culture where freedom thrives, empowering everyone to contribute to its growth. In a world where liberty is both cherished and challenged, George Washington's words, "Liberty, when it begins to take root, is a plant of rapid growth," offer a powerful vision. They remind you that freedom is a living force, fragile yet unstoppable when nurtured with care and courage. Let this quote inspire you to plant the seeds of liberty, tend to its growth, and watch it flourish in your life and beyond. Washington's legacy calls you to be a gardener of freedom, cultivating a world where its roots run deep and its branches reach far. Quote 4. To be prepared for war is one of the most effective means of preserving peace. This insightful declaration by George Washington captures a paradoxical truth about strength and stability. Its importance lies in its pragmatic wisdom, born from Washington's experience as a military leader and statesman, offering a timeless strategy for safeguarding peace through readiness. This quote inspires us to approach challenges with foresight and resilience, ensuring security while fostering harmony in a complex world. At its heart, Washington's statement reflects a deep understanding of human nature and geopolitics. As the commander of the Continental Army and America's first president, he knew that peace is not a passive state but one that requires active protection. Preparation for war, through military strength, strategic planning, and disciplined readiness, serves as a deterrent against aggression. Washington's era was marked by threats from external powers and internal divisions, and his leadership during the Revolutionary War demonstrated that a well-prepared force could prevent conflict by discouraging adversaries. The quote suggests that strength, when wielded responsibly, is not a provocation but a shield, preserving the conditions for peace to flourish. The phrase, "most effective means," underscores the proactive nature of this approach. Washington recognized that hoping for peace without preparation is naive. True security demands vigilance and capability. This principle extends beyond the battlefield to diplomacy, governance, and even personal life. By building strength, whether through resources, alliances, or skills, you create a foundation that discourages threats and fosters stability. Washington's presidency embodied this balance. He advocated for a strong national defense while pursuing diplomatic solutions, ensuring America's fledgling peace was protected without unnecessary conflict. His words challenge us to see preparedness not as warmongering but as a commitment to safeguarding what we value most. Moreover, the quote highlights the delicate interplay between strength and restraint. Preparation for war does not mean seeking it. Rather, it reflects a mature understanding that peace is fragile and must be defended. Washington's life exemplified this balance. He was a warrior who valued peace, a leader who used strength to avoid rather than provoke conflict. His farewell address warned against entangling alliances that could drag the nation into war, reinforcing his belief that preparedness should serve peace, not ambition. This nuanced perspective inspires us to approach challenges with both resolve and wisdom, using strength to protect rather than dominate. What lessons can you draw from Washington's insight for your own life? First, embrace preparedness as a cornerstone of success. Whether facing professional challenges, personal conflicts, or unexpected crises, equip yourself with the tools, knowledge, and resilience to handle them. For instance, if you're leading a team, anticipate obstacles by planning thoroughly and building strong relationships. This readiness, like Washington's military preparations, ensures you can navigate difficulties without being overwhelmed, preserving harmony in your environment. Second, cultivate strength as a deterrent. In your personal or professional life, develop skills and confidence that signal your ability to stand firm. If you're negotiating a deal, for example, thorough research and a clear strategy demonstrate your readiness, discouraging others from taking advantage. Washington's approach teaches that strength, whether intellectual, emotional, or physical, creates a buffer that protects your peace and discourages conflict. Third, balance preparedness with restraint. Being ready for challenges doesn't mean seeking them out. Approach conflicts with a mindset of resolution, using your strength to de-escalate rather than dominate. If you're mediating a dispute, for instance, listen actively and assert your perspective calmly, showing that your preparedness is rooted in a desire for harmony. Washington's legacy reminds you that true strength lies in using power wisely to preserve what matters most. Finally, inspire others to value peace through preparedness. Share this principle with your community, workplace, or family, encouraging collective readiness for challenges. Whether it's building emergency plans, fostering open communication, or promoting mutual support, your efforts can create a culture where peace thrives because everyone is equipped to protect it. Just as Washington's leadership united a nation, your commitment to preparedness can strengthen those around you. In a world where uncertainty looms, George Washington's words, "To be prepared for war is one of the most effective means of preserving peace," offer a powerful blueprint. They urge you to build strength, plan wisely, and act with restraint, ensuring that peace endures through readiness. Let this quote inspire you to approach life's challenges with the foresight and resolve of a leader who secured a nation's future. By preparing diligently, you not only protect your own peace but also contribute to a world where harmony prevails. Quote 5. Guard against the impostures of pretended patriotism. This piercing admonition by George Washington serves as a clarion call for discernment in the face of deceptive loyalty. Its importance lies in its timeless warning against manipulation disguised as devotion, a concern as relevant today as it was in Washington's era. Spoken by a leader who championed genuine unity and integrity, this quote inspires us to seek authenticity and protect our values from those who exploit patriotism for personal gain. Washington's words stem from his deep understanding of human motives and the fragility of a young nation. As America's first president, he navigated a landscape rife with factions, opportunists, and divisive rhetoric. Pretended patriotism, where individuals cloak self-interest in the guise of national love, threatened the unity and moral foundation he worked tirelessly to build. The term, impostures, suggests deliberate deception, not mere misunderstanding, highlighting Washington's concern for those who wield patriotic fervor to manipulate or mislead. His farewell address, where this quote appears, warned against such dangers, urging citizens to prioritize the common good over divisive agendas. This insight reveals his foresight, recognizing that false patriotism could erode trust and destabilize the republic he helped create. The meaning of the quote extends beyond politics to the broader human experience. Pretended patriotism is not limited to waving flags or shouting slogans. It manifests whenever someone uses the appearance of loyalty to a country, cause, or community to advance personal ambition, sow discord, or justify harm. Washington's warning calls for vigilance, urging us to look beyond surface declarations and examine the actions and intentions behind them. True patriotism, in his view, is rooted in sacrifice, integrity, and a genuine commitment to collective welfare, as exemplified by his own life of service. By contrast, impostures are hollow, often marked by inconsistency, divisiveness, or exploitation. This quote challenges us to discern the authentic from the counterfeit, ensuring that our allegiances align with principles of truth and unity. The call to guard against is a proactive charge, emphasizing personal responsibility. Washington understood that deception thrives in apathy or blind trust. To guard is to question, to reflect, and to hold others accountable. His leadership during the Revolution and presidency modeled this vigilance. He sought advisors who shared his vision, rejected divisive schemes, and prioritized the nation's long-term stability. His words inspire us to protect our communities from those who misuse loyalty, ensuring that our collective efforts serve genuine progress rather than fleeting agendas. What lessons can you draw from Washington's wisdom in your life? First, cultivate discernment in your engagements. When someone claims to act for the greater good, whether in politics, your workplace, or your community, look beyond their words. Do their actions align with their professed values? If a leader or colleague invokes loyalty but fosters division or personal gain, question their motives. Washington's insight teaches you to seek consistency and integrity, ensuring your trust is placed in those who truly serve shared goals. Second, prioritize substance over spectacle. In an age of social media and performative gestures, it's easy to be swayed by loud displays of allegiance. Instead, value quiet, consistent efforts that uplift others. Support causes and leaders who demonstrate genuine commitment through action, not just rhetoric. By focusing on substance, you honor Washington's vision of authentic patriotism that builds rather than divides. Third, stand firm against manipulation. If you encounter attempts to exploit loyalty, whether through guilt, fear, or flattery, resist the pressure to conform. Speak up, ask questions, and advocate for transparency. Washington's resolve reminds you that guarding against impostures requires courage to challenge deception, even when it's cloaked in popular sentiment. Your voice can inspire others to seek truth over convenience. Finally, embody true patriotism in your own actions. Let your loyalty to your community, values, or nation be defined by integrity and service. Volunteer, listen to diverse perspectives, and work towards solutions that benefit all. By living authentically, you counter the impostures Washington warned against, creating a ripple effect of trust and unity. His legacy challenges you to be a beacon of genuine commitment, inspiring others to follow suit. In a world where words can mask motives, George Washington's admonition, "Guard against the impostures of pretended patriotism," rings with urgency. It calls you to discern truth, reject deception, and champion authenticity in all you do. Let this quote ignite your resolve to protect your values, foster unity, and build a legacy of integrity. Washington's wisdom empowers you to stand as a guardian of truth, ensuring that loyalty serves the greater good and not the fleeting agendas of imposters. Quote 6. Perseverance and spirit have done wonders in all ages. This stirring proclamation by George Washington celebrates the timeless power of resilience and passion. Its importance lies in its universal truth, drawn from Washington's own trials as a revolutionary leader, offering an enduring reminder that determination and enthusiasm can overcome even the greatest obstacles. This quote inspires us to tap into our inner strength, pushing us to achieve extraordinary results through unwavering commitment and vibrant energy. Washington's words reflect his lived experience, where perseverance and spirit were the cornerstones of his success. As the commander of the Continental Army, he faced daunting odds, harsh winters, dwindling resources, and a formidable enemy. Yet, his relentless resolve and infectious zeal rallied his troops, turning despair into victories like the crossing of the Delaware. The phrase, "in all ages," underscores the timelessness of these qualities, suggesting that they have fueled human triumphs across history, from ancient builders to modern innovators. Washington's insight invites us to see perseverance and spirit not as fleeting traits but as universal forces that shape progress and transform challenges into opportunities. The meaning of perseverance in this context goes beyond mere endurance. It is an active, purposeful commitment to press forward despite setbacks. Washington knew that success rarely comes easily. His leadership required years of sacrifice, strategic patience, and unyielding focus. Spirit, meanwhile, adds a dynamic layer, embodying passion, optimism, and the courage to inspire others. Together, these qualities create a powerful synergy. Perseverance provides the grit to keep going, while spirit infuses the journey with purpose and joy. Washington's victories, from Yorktown to the establishment of a new nation, exemplify this blend. His dogged determination sustained the fight, while his charismatic leadership ignited hope in those around him. This quote challenges us to harness both qualities, recognizing that they amplify each other to achieve wonders. The phrase, "done wonders," conveys the miraculous potential of these traits. Washington saw firsthand how ordinary people, fueled by resolve and enthusiasm, could achieve extraordinary feats. His army, composed of farmers and merchants, defied a global superpower because they believed in their cause and refused to give up. This suggests that perseverance and spirit are not reserved for the elite but are accessible to anyone willing to embrace them. The quote inspires us to view challenges as invitations to unleash our potential, trusting that our efforts, however humble, can yield remarkable outcomes when guided by resilience and passion. What lessons can you draw from Washington's wisdom for your own life? First, commit to perseverance in the face of adversity. When you encounter obstacles, whether a difficult project, a personal setback, or a long-term goal, resolve to keep moving forward. Break challenges into manageable steps, celebrate small wins, and remind yourself of your purpose. Washington's endurance through years of war teaches you that persistence, even in tough moments, builds the foundation for success. Second, infuse your efforts with spirit. Approach your goals with enthusiasm and optimism, letting your passion shine through. If you're working on a creative endeavor, for instance, let your excitement drive your innovation rather than focusing solely on perfection. Washington's ability to inspire his troops shows that spirit is contagious. Your energy can uplift others, creating a ripple effect of motivation. Share your enthusiasm, and watch how it transforms your environment. Third, combine perseverance and spirit to unlock your potential. When pursuing a dream, such as starting a business or mastering a skill, let resilience keep you grounded and passion keep you inspired. If you face rejection, use perseverance to try again, and let spirit fuel your creativity to find new approaches. Washington's triumphs remind you that this combination can turn improbable goals into reality. Finally, inspire others with your example. By embodying perseverance and spirit, you become a beacon for those around you. Whether in your family, workplace, or community, show others that challenges can be met with grit and joy. Mentor a colleague, support a friend's goals, or lead a team with enthusiasm. Washington's legacy teaches that your resilience and passion can spark wonders in others, creating a collective impact that echoes through time. In a world that tests our resolve, George Washington's words, "Perseverance and spirit have done wonders in all ages," light the way forward. They urge you to embrace challenges with grit and enthusiasm, trusting that your efforts can achieve the extraordinary. Let this quote fuel your determination and ignite your passion, inspiring you to create your own wonders. Washington's legacy challenges you to persevere with spirit, transforming obstacles into stepping stones for a life of impact and fulfillment. Quote 7. We should not look back unless it is to derive useful lessons from past errors. This profound insight by George Washington offers a forward-looking perspective on learning from the past. Its importance lies in its call to use history as a tool for growth rather than a source of regret, reflecting Washington's pragmatic wisdom as a leader who shaped a nation through reflection and resolve. This quote inspires us to embrace mistakes as opportunities, fueling personal and collective progress with purpose and clarity. Washington's words stem from his experience as a military commander and statesman, where reflecting on past decisions was critical to success. The Revolutionary War and the early years of the United States were fraught with missteps, failed battles, political miscalculations, and logistical errors. Yet, Washington's ability to analyze these setbacks, extract lessons, and adapt ensured progress. The phrase, "derive useful lessons," emphasizes intentionality. Looking back is not about dwelling on failure but about mining it for insights that inform better choices. His leadership, from regrouping after defeats to crafting a resilient constitution, embodied this principle, showing that progress depends on learning rather than lingering. The quote's core meaning is a rejection of unproductive retrospection. Washington warns against being trapped by guilt, nostalgia, or fixation on what went wrong, which can paralyze action. Instead, he advocates for a disciplined approach to the past, where reflection serves a constructive purpose. Errors, in this view, are not marks of shame but stepping stones to wisdom. Washington's own life illustrates this. His early military blunders, like the defeat at Fort Necessity, taught him strategies that later secured victories. By framing the past as a teacher, the quote empowers us to approach mistakes with curiosity and confidence, transforming setbacks into fuel for growth. The phrase, "we should not look back," also underscores the importance of forward momentum. Washington, tasked with building a new nation, knew that excessive focus on the past could hinder innovation and unity. His presidency prioritized practical solutions, establishing a national bank, navigating foreign relations, while drawing on historical lessons to avoid repeating errors. This balance of reflection and action suggests that learning from the past is most valuable when it propels us toward a better future. The quote inspires us to let go of burdens that hold us back, using history as a guide rather than a chain. What lessons can you draw from Washington's wisdom for your own life? First, embrace your mistakes as opportunities for growth. When you face a setback, perhaps a failed project or a strained relationship, resist the urge to dwell on regret. Instead, analyze what went wrong and identify actionable insights. If a work presentation fell flat, for example, reflect on your preparation or delivery, then use those lessons to improve next time. Washington's resilience teaches you that errors are not the end but the beginning of progress. Second, practice intentional reflection. Set aside time to review your experiences, focusing on what you can learn rather than what you wish to change. If you're navigating a career transition, consider past roles. What skills did you gain? And what challenges can inform your next steps? By making reflection a deliberate habit, you ensure the past serves your future, just as Washington's strategic reviews strengthened his leadership. Third, let go of unproductive guilt. If you find yourself replaying old mistakes, redirect your energy toward action. Acknowledge the error, extract its lesson, and move forward with renewed focus. If you missed an opportunity, don't linger on what-ifs. Instead, channel that energy into seizing new possibilities. Washington's forward-looking approach reminds you that your future is shaped by what you do now, not what you failed to do then. Finally, inspire others to learn from their past. Share your journey of turning mistakes into growth, whether with colleagues, friends, or family. Encourage them to reflect constructively, offering support as they navigate their own setbacks. By fostering a culture of learning, you echo Washington's legacy, where lessons from errors unite people in pursuit of progress. Your example can transform how others view failure, turning it into a shared source of strength. In a world that often traps us in regret, George Washington's words, "We should not look back unless it is to derive useful lessons from past errors," light a path to growth. They urge you to see mistakes as teachers, to reflect with purpose, and to move forward with courage. Let this quote inspire you to harness the past as a guide, building a future where every error fuels your success. Washington's wisdom empowers you to turn setbacks into stepping stones, creating a life of resilience and impact. Quote 8. Happiness and moral duty are inseparably connected. This profound declaration by George Washington unveils a timeless truth about the interplay between personal fulfillment and ethical living. Its importance lies in its revelation that true happiness is not found in selfish pursuits but in aligning one's actions with moral principles, a lesson drawn from Washington's life of service. This quote inspires us to seek joy through integrity, offering a roadmap to a meaningful and fulfilling life. Washington's words reflect his deep conviction, shaped by a life dedicated to duty. As a revolutionary leader and America's first president, he prioritized the common good over personal gain, from enduring the hardships of war to establishing a stable nation. The phrase, inseparably connected, suggests that happiness and moral duty are not merely linked but intertwined, each reinforces the other. Washington's leadership exemplified this. His commitment to justice, honesty, and sacrifice not only served his country but also brought him a sense of purpose and contentment. This quote challenges the modern notion that happiness stems from external achievements or fleeting pleasures, proposing instead that it flows from living in accordance with ethical values. The meaning of moral duty in this context is broad, encompassing responsibilities to oneself, others, and society. For Washington, duty meant upholding principles like fairness, compassion, and accountability, even when difficult. His decision to step down after 2 presidential terms, for instance, was driven by a moral conviction to preserve democratic ideals, despite personal power being within reach. Happiness, in turn, is not superficial joy but a deep, lasting fulfillment that arises from knowing one's actions align with what is right. The quote suggests that neglecting duty, through selfishness or dishonesty, leads to a hollow existence, while embracing it fosters a sense of wholeness and peace. This connection is dynamic and reciprocal. Fulfilling moral duties, such as helping others or standing for truth, cultivates happiness by reinforcing one's sense of purpose and self-worth. Conversely, pursuing happiness through ethical means ensures that joy is sustainable and not tainted by guilt or harm. Washington's life illustrates this cycle. His sacrifices for liberty inspired a nation and earned him enduring respect, which in turn fueled his inner satisfaction. The quote invites us to see happiness and duty as partners in a virtuous dance, where each step toward integrity brings us closer to true fulfillment. What lessons can you draw from Washington's wisdom for your own life? First, align your actions with your values. Reflect on what matters most to you, honesty, kindness, or justice, and let these guide your decisions. If you're faced with a choice at work, for example, choose the path that upholds integrity, even if it's harder. Washington's example shows that acting in line with your principles brings a happiness that external rewards cannot match. Second, find joy in serving others. Moral duty often involves putting others' needs before your own. Volunteer in your community, support a struggling friend, or advocate for a cause you believe in. These acts of service, though demanding, fill you with a sense of purpose and connection. Washington's sacrifices for his nation remind you that giving to others is a powerful source of fulfillment. Third, reject shortcuts to happiness that compromise ethics. In a world that tempts you with quick fixes, wealth, fame, or indulgence, stay grounded in what is right. If you're tempted to bend the truth for personal gain, remember that such choices erode your peace of mind. Washington's steadfast morality teaches that true happiness is built on a foundation of trust and respect, both for yourself and others. Finally, inspire those around you to embrace this connection. Share how living with integrity has enriched your life, whether through conversations or actions. Encourage your family, colleagues, or friends to prioritize duty in their choices, showing them that happiness follows naturally. By modeling this principle, you create a ripple effect, fostering a community where ethical living and joy thrive together. Washington's legacy challenges you to lead by example, proving that a life of duty is a life of deep fulfillment. In an age that often equates happiness with fleeting pleasures, George Washington's words, "Happiness and moral duty are inseparably connected," offer a transformative vision. They urge you to seek joy through integrity, to find purpose in service, and to build a life where every ethical choice deepens your fulfillment. Let this quote ignite your commitment to living virtuously, knowing that true happiness awaits those who honor their moral duties. Washington's wisdom empowers you to create a legacy of joy and impact, rooted in the unbreakable bond between duty and delight. Quote 9. Let your heart feel for the afflictions and distress of everyone. This heartfelt exhortation by George Washington reveals the depth of his compassion and humanity. Its importance lies in its universal call to empathy, urging us to connect with the suffering of others, regardless of their background. Spoken by a leader who united a nation through shared purpose, this quote inspires us to cultivate a heart that cares deeply, fostering unity and kindness in a divided world. Washington's words emerge from his life of service, where he witnessed profound hardship, soldiers enduring brutal winters, families torn by war, and a young nation grappling with uncertainty. The phrase, "let your heart feel," is a deliberate call to emotional engagement, urging us to move beyond indifference and actively share in others' pain. As a general and president, Washington's leadership was not just strategic but deeply human. He mourned losses, valued his troops' sacrifices, and sought justice for all. His plea for empathy reflects a belief that compassion is not a weakness but a strength that binds communities and drives meaningful action. The word "everyone" is particularly striking, emphasizing inclusivity. Washington lived in a time of division between colonies, classes, and ideologies, yet he envisioned a society where empathy transcends boundaries. To feel for the afflictions and distress of others means recognizing their struggles, whether caused by poverty, injustice, or personal loss, and responding with genuine care. This empathy goes beyond sympathy. It involves an emotional connection that motivates action, whether through support, advocacy, or simply listening. Washington's leadership during the Revolution showed this principle in practice. He rallied diverse groups by acknowledging their shared struggles, forging unity through compassion. The quote also suggests that empathy is a choice and a discipline. Let implies agency. You must open your heart, even when it's challenging. Washington knew that leadership and citizenship require this intentional act, especially in times of crisis. His presidency prioritized policies that aimed to uplift the nation as a whole, reflecting a heart attuned to collective needs. By urging us to feel for others' distress, he challenges us to break down barriers of apathy or prejudice, building a world where compassion drives progress and heals wounds. What lessons can you draw from Washington's wisdom for your own life? First, practice active empathy in your daily interactions. When you encounter someone struggling, whether a colleague facing stress or a stranger in need, pause to truly feel their pain. Listen without judgment, offer a kind word, or lend a hand. Washington's example teaches that small acts of compassion, like checking on a friend or supporting a local cause, create ripples of connection and hope. Second, extend your empathy beyond your immediate circle. Challenge yourself to care for those who seem different, people from other backgrounds, beliefs, or circumstances. If you read about a community facing hardship, take time to understand their story and consider how you can help, whether through advocacy or donation. Washington's inclusive vision reminds you that empathy knows no boundaries, and your care can bridge divides. Third, let empathy guide your actions. Feeling for others' distress is only the start. Translate that feeling into meaningful support. If you see injustice in your workplace, speak up or propose solutions. If a family member is grieving, be present with your time and support. Washington's leadership shows that empathy fuels action. Your compassion can inspire change, no matter the scale. Finally, cultivate a habit of empathy to transform your perspective. Make it a daily practice to consider others' experiences, whether through reflection, volunteering, or engaging with diverse stories. This habit not only deepens your understanding but also enriches your life with purpose and connection. By living with an open heart, you honor Washington's call, creating a legacy of kindness that uplifts those around you. Share this approach with others, encouraging friends or colleagues to embrace empathy, and watch how it fosters a culture of care. In a world often marked by division and indifference, George Washington's words, "Let your heart feel for the afflictions and distress of everyone," shine as a beacon of hope. They urge you to open your heart, embrace the struggles of others, and act with compassion. Let this quote inspire you to build bridges of understanding, to turn empathy into action, and to create a life defined by care for all. Washington's wisdom empowers you to be a force of unity and kindness, transforming your world one heartfelt connection at a time. Quote 10. Truth will ultimately prevail where there is pains to bring it to light. This powerful assertion by George Washington radiates hope and resolve, affirming the enduring power of truth when pursued with diligence. Its importance lies in its call to action, urging us to actively seek and uphold truth in a world often clouded by deception. Spoken by a leader whose integrity defined a nation, this quote inspires us to champion honesty with courage, trusting that truth will triumph through persistent effort. Washington's words are rooted in his experience as a revolutionary and statesman, where truth was both a weapon and a shield. Leading a fledgling nation against a formidable empire, he faced propaganda, misinformation, and internal divisions. Yet, his commitment to transparency, whether in rallying troops with honest accounts of their cause or fostering trust as president, proved that truth could unite and prevail. The phrase, "pains to bring it to light," acknowledges that uncovering truth is not effortless. It demands effort, sacrifice, and resilience. Washington's leadership, from exposing British strategies to establishing a government grounded in accountability, embodied this relentless pursuit, showing that truth's victory requires active dedication. The meaning of the quote hinges on the interplay between truth's inherent strength and the human effort needed to reveal it. Ultimately prevail conveys an unshakable confidence that truth, by its nature, is unstoppable when illuminated. However, Washington's inclusion of pains underscores that truth can remain obscured by lies, apathy, or fear unless people take responsibility to unearth it. This process might involve challenging powerful interests, questioning comfortable narratives, or enduring personal risk. Washington's own life illustrates this. His honest acknowledgement of military setbacks, like the losses early in the Revolution, built credibility that inspired loyalty and perseverance. The quote suggests that truth is a collective endeavor, thriving when individuals and communities commit to its pursuit. The phrase, "bring it to light," evokes imagery of illumination, suggesting that truth has the power to dispel darkness and foster clarity. Washington understood that a society built on deception is fragile, while one rooted in truth is resilient. His farewell address, warning against factionalism and foreign entanglements, reflected his belief that honest discourse strengthens a nation. This quote challenges us to see truth not as a passive force but as a dynamic one, requiring courage and effort to shine through the noise of misinformation or self-interest. What lessons can you draw from Washington's wisdom for your own life? First, commit to seeking truth with diligence. When faced with uncertainty, whether in personal decisions or societal issues, invest the effort to uncover facts. If you're navigating a workplace conflict, for example, gather all perspectives and verify information before acting. Washington's example teaches that truth requires patience and persistence, but its clarity is worth the effort. Second, speak truth with courage even when it's difficult. If you witness injustice or deception, don't stay silent. Share what you know, whether it's calling out unfair practices or correcting misinformation in a discussion. Washington's integrity reminds you that speaking truth, though challenging, builds trust and drives change. Your voice can illuminate what's hidden, inspiring others to follow. Third, support systems that uphold truth. Engage with reliable sources, question sensational narratives, and advocate for transparency in your community or workplace. If you're part of a team, encourage open dialogue where facts are valued over assumptions. Washington's leadership shows that truth flourishes in environments where accountability and honesty are prioritized, so foster those conditions wherever you are. Finally, inspire others to join the pursuit of truth. Share your commitment to honesty with friends, family, or colleagues, showing how effort and integrity lead to clarity and progress. Mentor others to question, verify, and speak up, creating a culture where truth is sought and celebrated. Washington's legacy challenges you to be a beacon of truth, proving that collective effort can overcome even the most entrenched falsehoods. In a world where misinformation can spread rapidly, George Washington's words, "Truth will ultimately prevail where there is pains to bring it to light," offer a rallying cry. They urge you to seek truth with diligence, speak it with courage, and foster environments where it thrives. Let this quote ignite your resolve to illuminate truth in your life, trusting that your efforts will lead to clarity and justice. Washington's wisdom empowers you to be a truth bearer, creating a legacy of integrity that lights the way for others. George Washington's words echo through time, reminding us of the values that build strong individuals and nations: integrity, perseverance, and unity. His quotes inspire us to lead with courage, act with purpose, and cherish liberty. As we reflect on his wisdom, let's carry these lessons forward, striving to create a world rooted in truth and compassion. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Washington's timeless wisdom. If these quotes moved you, share this video, leave a comment, and subscribe for more inspiring content. Let's keep the spirit of leadership alive together.